So, welcome back to our Riftborn playthrough on Endless Difficulty. Like I said last time, we've sort of geared ourselves up to tackle the end game. Again, English is difficult. And we've done so by forming an alliance with two relatively strong factions, though not the strongest. Because firstly, you can't ever form alliances with Cravers, that's not how they work. But also, you kind of want to gang up on the strongest ally, put yourself in a position where you can break away from the strongest enemy, put yourself in a position where you can break away from your alliance at some point and maybe win a science victory or something. Now, I'm picking up extra science upgrades to help accelerate our scientific growth. Even this upgrade, Chameleon Spaces, is nice to pick up at some point because of Planet Cracker Factory Lab. Well, it's actually in the name, Planet Cracker Factory / Lab. And then we can also... I mean, Urgent AI Research is really a nice thing to get in the end game. Which does kind of the same thing, but we're not really at that point yet, so... why not quickly pick that up? A little bit less committal too. Cool, we're attacking this with our fleets. This is the more dangerous one. This system has strategic resource production. We probably want to capture it if we can, actually. Would be nice. And what else? Yeah, this has... we're going to get air and labor here. We've maxed out we've basically maxed out our population on this. It's very nice. Get extra strategics. We always liked using titanium and Hyperium. Because the Riftborn have more uses for that. I mean, every faction wants them late in the game because you can make shields to deal with the almighty Obliterator, but... well, I guess it's not almighty if you can shield it. But the really powerful Obliterator. And going late into the game, that's something we will have to worry about. But for now, we're just going to use it on singularities. Like this one. As soon as the new turn loads. Cool. Or as soon as I get a turn. Bonus food, again, not something I'm super interested in. Not every governor is going to be good with us because we don't need all the resources. Wait, does this place even have a governor? No! Why did I use it? Well, I guess I really want to set the system up here. Oh well. That was a mistake. Too bad. So sad. Asteroid field. Now, one reason I want to go into Behemoth techs, I think I've talked about this before, is that you can get strategics this way. And often you won't have all the strategics you need, so that's a really nice thing you can do. Behemoth speed is also good. So, what kind of... This is going to take a bit, but it's also really important. We need to look for asteroid fields and collapsing stars for the mid-tier strategics. We don't need these low-tier strategics. Black holes and solar nebulas are uninteresting to us. So we need neutron stars and nebula clouds and asteroid fields and collapsing stars. Let's see if we can find either of those. Here's an asteroid field. That's really good. This is a neutron star. So those are two locations really close to our main system. And this is another asteroid field, which can give us the strategics that we need. And let's upgrade a scientific behemoth. Turn it into a strategic harvesting force. This is a really good technique if you're ever low on strategics. Strategic? Yeah, really hard to spell. Talk about in general. This is why these things were grayed out. That makes sense. Do we give it a laser anyways? Like, who cares? Not gonna matter. So we just basically want this to harvest strategics for us, and that's all it's ever gonna do. Later in the game, we can probably switch it into something else. We can only build one behemoth at a time, basically. This system can pop one out in 3 turns. Let's see if that's... Oh, back up there. Let's see what this can do. Can this pop it out really quickly? Also 2 turns, 1 turn actually. That seems worth it. We get the scientific behemoth. We get the scientific behemoth here. We park it over there, and then we start getting high tier strategics as soon as we can get them. Neutron stars. All right, but okay. All right, we can't get them quite yet. We need to pick up those upgrades, but once we can get them, we will. And we can also think about picking up this Behemoth C3 center, which will give us extra Behemoth limits, which is nice. And the Citadel specialization for you Mass Effect fans, which is not the worst. Obviously, I believe the Obliterator to be objectively the strongest. But, you know, sometimes you pick up a Citadel. Problem is when you get hungry halfway through the recording. Alright, let's see what E can get us. Bonus science. Unhappiness reduction. Why would you get engines at this point? That's so weird. Obviously, this is a strange class. Happiness reduction. It's cool. And I think I'm just going to go for the science, then pick up this, then pick up this when we can. So nice there. And we were first to build this wonder. AI hasn't been prioritizing wonders, and we're here to pick up the slack. And then make sure I don't make this video really long as well. Sorry about that. Alright. Singularities. This time we can pick a system which is like actually having a hero. Like, oh! I should really check. I'm really being punished. Well deserved beats. Yeah. Oh well. I think this turn we pick up. Did we get the quest? Did we get the 4 systems? Oh, I'm a genius. All right. We want to pay 10. We don't want to pay too much though. We want to be able to do our quest next turn until we want to get. Yeah. I really do want that quest upgrade though. It's really good. I'm really making this difficult for myself as well. Alright. How many do we need? 60. Ugh. Okay, we're up to 65, and we'll get that in 2 turns, I believe. On a crystal, we can pick up how many we need to get it in 1 turn? 7. And we can pick up another 5 new cupboard. Or not. I'm sure we can, actually. Alright. So next turn, we can just get that final one. That's 75. Yeah. Cool. Let's turn again to Muses. We'll finish up our machine embodiments. We don't want to pick this up. Never touching that button again. I mean, the influence pressure doesn't really matter because we're in Alliance now. Once you're in Alliance, the AI doesn't actually make demands of... Actually, we could make demands of it. That would be nice.
Greetings. Hearing from you is...
Yeah. Regular Horatio. In 2 turns, we can make truces. I'm sorry, we can make peace with our truces. The more peace we have with other factions, the easier we can gang up on this faction eventually. I've been talking a lot about that, haven't been doing much about it. That's kind of usual strategy there. You have a plan and then you get derailed by other things. Alright, very nice. Now we can get all the strategics we want. I wonder if we can get a second Behemoth here. Okay, we're losing construction time here. We can send this to a system which needs it though. Go away. Typical fascist. Sending away all the people I don't want. God, this game makes me worried about myself sometimes. I swear I'm not a bad person. Omdor? How many slots does Omdor have? Let's check out Omdor. Where's Omdor? Oh, never mind. We can't actually send all those people to Omdor. We can send 2 people to Omdor. Never mind. Let's just keep them here for now. I got confused. I'm going to pick this up. And what else was I thinking about? Trade center is not something we need to prioritize. We could get a second scientific behemoth. Do we need it right now though? No, we don't. We'll pick it up later. When we can get those extra strategics. But right now we just send this over here, and then once we get there, we'll get these strategics, which we really want. Strategic shh. So here I'm more in my elements, playing the Riftborn economically. To be fair, like our foray into aggression did get us the systems we needed. So did work out, but it was a bit of new terrain for me. At least as far as this faction is concerned. Stutter. Huge gas hot. It sounds like passing gas or something. We get shield capacity minus movement points. Not the worst. Don't hate it. Don't love it. We're almost there. And I forgot to save up dust again. That's something I can work on for future playthroughs. Always saving up dust or whatever I need to win the elections. Dirty Hands Act. That is nice. Not as nice as on other factions because we ignore population. Really getting our strategics going. Science skills. Very particular set of skills. Crust engineering. Warp methods. Auriga! For all of you Endless Legend fans, it's the latest DLC. Or the second last DLC. With our favorite Volters. And F-Reality Institute is something we want to pick up sooner rather than later. But we don't have the antimatter supported right now. So it can wait. We'll pick up Crust Engineering because I do want the Auricalcix as soon as I can get my hands on it. I know we have Auricalcix there. And I want the other strategics as well. Where is this? Yeah. Once we start building up the strategics, we can use them for other projects. And this will obviously increase our technology. This is really confusing. Basically, science. Lots of science. The wording is a bit strange. I have been micromanaging my systems a lot. I'd probably pay more attention when I was first playing, because I've been spending a lot of time really, like, explaining. Heroes, still no heroes to buy. We should probably pick up an academy embassy at this point. Because it looks like we have to wait for our next hero. Could be a pain in the ass. I mean, Academy Embassy is not something I really care about most of the time, but why not? Why not? We have a lot of heroes though. A lot of them are quite powerful. Like Jinx just sitting there besieging that system. Nice and slow. How's this going? Yeah, they're not in danger. What? Oh, they're in danger. Oh, I forgot. Forgot about that important thing. Alright, which system needs it the most? Hey, Vorta, you seem like smart people. You could benefit from this. And then in 2 turns, we'll have finished our quest. Again, I'm not playing super optimally at this point, but at this point it doesn't matter as much if we make a small mistake. The only game is more punishing. I want to possess more core planets. Water's a nice system. Oh, I forgot about peace! Peace, please, peace. Peace, please. Oh. This is interesting. I never had this before. Rebuild. Let's look at Denim as soon as we can.
To be pretty uncivilized to do.
Yeah.
Speak. Let us see if we can trust your words.
We're actually beating them with pressure trend. Probably because I was so paranoid about influence for most of the game. Culture University. Whoa! That's some bribery right there. They really don't like us. Wonder why. We don't have 100 antimatter. Denim. Where is Denim? All these micro decisions. Bonus science doesn't really matter. Let's pick up science. I like us studying the Rift. This is a nice system, to be honest. Oh, because it's one of my main systems. Oh no, actually not. No, this system is up and running. This is kind of rare that you have a full system by turn 80 that's not close to your main system. I want to pick up AR Labor. And I feel like starting some AR Labor Rights movement. These are both good. Bonus Science. Science? Science is pretty excellent. We want to pick up 2 machine embodiments as soon as we can. Although we can send people over and build more machine embodiments in our home system. Well, we don't have anything to do really. Yeah, actually we do, never mind. We should send 2 people over from our main system. 2 on door. No, console, yeah. This is a nice thing to do in Spaceport, you can micromanage your populations. Generally I don't care that much, so I try not to do it. It's just extra micromanagement, I find it kind of annoying and low impact. But, yeah, it's something you should do now and then. It's a good way to set up new systems as well. I mean, I'm just lazy. I have no reasons not to do it. And we're running low on titanium because we went for that wonder. Getting the wonders is nice though. They really help you out. Like 10% bonus science. I mean, science reduction cost, which is effectively 10% bonus science. And then you also get 30%, 40% on your system. Crazy. Like, that's almost as good as one of the final research for scientific victory. IKEA. Well, no, it's not quite as good, but it's good, you know. Alright, Nebula class. Something like. And now we'll start harvesting strategics, as you can see, 3 a turn. Not bad. We're raised of refugees. We have Chase's optimization. Feel free to pause and read this. And we've imprisoned the communion. Soz. And now we have moment of self-doubt. Do we wonder if the universe has made us too, like, you know, hard and too willing to make the difficult choices and too unforgiving. Let's go down. So basically, the communion have accepted. Oh, this is nice for peace playthrough. We get huge amounts of influence, which really fills out our weaknesses, and we can put influence pressures on a neighbor. We need to pass one ecologist law to get it. And basically, the story is we managed to subdue the communion, but it's sort of like a what cost sort of moment. We don't have any ecologists. In the next election, we're going to lobby for that. Let's save up some dust. Once again in the marketplace, what should we buy? We want to save up for buying Quandrix and Orichalcix though. And in a couple of turns, we have the next Behemoth. Perfectly on time. I'm going to send that over there for more mining. Really, this is kind of low-key the best use of Behemoths, I find, is to get all the deposits that you can't normally access. Because sometimes you just randomly don't have Orichalcix, and then you're like, ugh, I can't get all of these endgame achievement or endgame upgrades. And then you're sad. But we rather don't want to be sad. We want things to work out for us. This is kind of like the weird thing about playing a game over and over. Is that you just figure out what you're supposed to do way in advance. And the only reason I know that is because I've definitely made that mistake in the past. What is this? Why they figure it's not targetable by us? We're not allied. Are we allied? What? We're at war. What? I'm confused. Oh well. I might want to tech into obliterators and start obliterating yellow systems. I mean, people might get upset that we destroy worlds and stuff, but yeah. I'm showing you how to win, not how to roleplay being a just empire. Talitha. What is Talitha? Generally, I like the Hero XP. Hero XP is always the one I go for. Like, it's not even comparable. Unless you're really running into happiness problems, but Hero XP is so nice. Really helpful. And now that we know that there's a hero on Talitha, let me not misfire. See? First time. First try. It's not a completion singularity. I should probably put these on. I'm not sure which systems to build these on. I could probably micromanage that a bit better. Whatever. So, what else? There's not much to talk about here. Just get the relevant things. We're gonna have to start thinking about. These are way faster to produce now, obviously. We start thinking about. We'll probably get AI labor first, and then those will come out quickly, and then I can get the important upgrades. Just put all of these on all of your systems past a certain point. Get all the relevant science bonuses. Riftborn are one of those factions that can play the science game pretty well. 2 machine embodiments, and now we pick up these beautiful, beautiful gas planets. Gath. Haha. Gas is this. Look at all those resources we're putting in. Now, I don't know what other planets have we randomly unlocked new. What are these planets that we can't unlock? Oh no, that's them, not us. Never mind. Influence pressure. We're putting them under pressure. Them under pressure. No, not them under pressure. Them under pressure.
Speak. Let us see if we can
Why
trust
do you
your
not
words.
like us? Oh, the truce. Yeah, okay. Never mind. We try to kill you. It's not my fault. Don't look at me like that.
I see.
Don't look at me like that. But that's too much of a price to pay.
The Empire welcomes all those who share its ideals. Behemoths. Do you?
They also towards us. Where are we sharing a border with them? Where are we? Is it up here? I think it might be up. No? We're just sandwiched between our allies there. Oh wow, is this a border? Crazy. In that case, we really do want to get this quest up soon. Let me just pin our highest quest. Past one in college's stores. Yeah, they are just chilling there. House arrest for your political opponents. Classic legitimate strategy. These are all awful things to do. Yeah. Cool. Save yourself some micromanagement by just putting your behemoths on sleep. It won't pop up all the time. It's sort of a small quality of life thing. Not a big deal. Alright. As E finally in the final? No. To be fair, like turn 85, we're closing on the final skills for a hero or governor. Really indicates the power of these singularities. I'm not sure which is best. I guess we're randomly that, so we can randomly get the bonus. Sweet, we get the behemoth in 4 turns. Then we build 2 machine embodiments, which are really cheap. Then optics, gravitational, probably even national. Actually, we don't even need. Yeah, we do need influence. What if we want work notebook or something? Okay, dead up we want national museum. More spin projects. And we can get the upgraded version of spin project soon. Now the science is really roaring and ready to go. Again, always cannot stress this enough. Get spin project a lot. Really important upgrade for the Riftborn. Though pretty soon we're going to get the Communion's guidance, and that will help us out. We should probably pick this one first. Last one of college's stores. And then we can play the diplomacy game. The thing is, I forgot about this bonus. That's a good one to go for if you're doing a more peaceful playthrough like we're currently doing. Again, it helps to be a bit of a diplomatic chameleon, as you see. We declared war earlier when it suited us, and then we got an alliance when it suited us. Nice and straightforward. Or at least nice and useful. It worked out. It wasn't straightforward at all. Alright. Nice, we got that. Very good. For the computer first there for a second. See, you can only get 2 behemoths before you reach the limits on this faction. If we play the Hisho, we'll see a faction which really likes having a lot of behemoths and can really support them. Huh? Look at that guy. Looks so cute. What else?
Speak. Let us see if we can trust
We
your
can make a
words.
diplomatic demand now. This is the value of influence pressure. I hope you can demand that they
The
just
kin do
make
not
peace with
yet
you.
trust you, nor do I. Speak.
We try to kill you. Admittedly, my allies try to kill you, but they're not all bad. Come on. Ugh, this is so many resources. Why you like this? Alright.
Unfallen creature, the hopes that
Yeah, make peace with me, please. Peace.
the unfallen are not yet ready to trust you fully.
Oh, come on.
The unfallen greet you again.
Diplomacy is hard. Yeah, they're demanding quite big terms. It's not the end of the world. We can just... Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is a small system. We're still setting up the system. We want something predictive. Too expensive. We want this. Get some more strategics. The system seems kind of mediocre though. Maybe we want to send something to the system. No? if we're doing this. To be fair, this has to produce a lot. Can't really send population units. Alright, I hope soon we can pick up the final ecologist law. Oh, this is nice. Clerical corrections. Getting that on all of our systems. Very sweet. We can think about attacking this place now, to be honest. Oh, wow. Oops. Let's leave. Should probably negotiate for a truce with these people.
Are you Becca's friend or foe? Speak fast.
You have to be pretty uncivilized to do that.
Maybe I could have forced them into better terms. But to be honest, fighting is annoying. I don't really want to fight unless it benefits me. So we ended up playing quite diplomatically. Partly it's easier, and partly it just felt like it. It sort of suited the flow of the game so far. We're not entering the critical turns where we have to really worry that yellow is trying to close up the game. As you can see, like, the score is starting to catch up. Like, scores are a dodgy indicator of how well you're doing, to be honest. Now, gamma absorption. Microwave pipes is great. Love that upgrade. And now we can we still don't have enough antimatter for F Reality Institute. We should pick up something that uses a lot of the other resource. What is this? I think, yeah, fabrication license. This is nice. Improves your industry output by a lot. And we'll randomly have level 4 if that's something we want. Why not? Alright, and here, what do we want to pick up? I guess random happiness bonuses, never hurts.
I trust you no more than I would trust a clan merchant selling Kasai.
Oof, sick burn. Sick!
The Empire will not tolerate it.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we can get them on board.
Speak.
And let's first check that they're not at war with anyone.
Watch carefully.
I mean, like, why not be at war with these people? So now they want peace. Because they're getting their asses handed. Wait, why not?
Again. Is there a problem?
Come, accept the peace. Accept it! Accept it! I don't have the temperament for diplomacy. Sweet. Alright, let's see how long that lasts. We might have to crush them later. Generally, if empires are doing...
It's hard to tell your friends from your
Alright,
enemies.
let's... I care about you. At least not right now. Again, it's raining outside. Great weather for playing video games. I guess we go for more machine embodiments. Ice 10 makes us less happy. We always pick up these two planets on this system. Still no heroes, eh? Wonder how that system works. And that is the downside of going for the purchasing hero opener. It sets other things back. In a couple of turns, we're going to pick up our second strategic behemoths, plant it over here, collect a lot of that. Nice Orichalcix. What is it called? Yeah, it is Orichalcix. Nice. And Quadrinix. Quadrinix. Nobody cares. Like, I wouldn't lie, this is beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. Less influence is not something we need right now. But 15%, 15 per system really adds up.
It is refreshing to see that we are not the only sentient.
Yeah. We can consider slapping bureaucratic imbroglio on system empires we don't like. Let us toast to the motherland. We can make demands of empires that we're sort of crushing influence-wise.
High five! Yeah, that's how we roll.
Nerds.
Greetings.
Rest. Gather your thoughts. We will speak.
I just want their war supplies to go down, to be honest. I don't need to do this now, I'll just weaken my relationships. Whoa, 40 old car cooks, I'm there. Never mind. This is the advantage of lots of influence pressure. You get to make these demands.
Refreshing to see that we are not the only sentients.
And you were happy with me somehow. Like... the wonderful... No, that's not what I meant. Go away. Now they love me because I paid the money. Funny how that works out. Air labor? Is this sterile? No, it's not. This is sterile. Air labor is not so good. Neither is this, like, for the industry. Yeah, it's okay. I'd rather get drone networks first, to be honest. Let me slap that on. We probably need it in the system too. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Influence is kind of something that's not doing us all that much good at the moment. We do want the industrialists to get another point, but we do need to strengthen the ecologists in the next round so we can get the final chapter. And, you know, it turns out that route was a good way to go, based on our sort of... I love this galaxy, like, these are some weird ass shapes right here. Galactic map is quite impressive this time. And we picked up a second behemoth. Sending it there. And we have gotten another point. I really want this. Just give it to me. It's gonna be so good on the Senate. I am the Senate. Alright. Buddy is the Senate, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now we filled up the system. And we can just get all the good stuff. This is microwave pipes is like Denmark University, basically, but not unique. So we can just put it on the good systems. And I got honest policy. Everyone's happy with me now. This is sort of like one of those strategies where you go for a small amount of systems. Generally, what the Riftborn like. You have a smaller set of systems, but they're all good. I'm setting it back Omdor again. No respect for Omdor. I just wanted that nice planet. It was possibly a bit short-sighted in the end. Language. Alright. Picking up cerebral reality. Interplanetary or drone networks? They're not that impressive on these systems, to be honest. I'm gonna pick this up. Yeah. Colonize toxic. Colonize the Fortnite community. Alright. We don't have to do that much with our ships at the moment. At this point in the endgame, what you really want is just fleets of the best ships you could possibly make. Do I want personal singularity? I don't actually think it's that amazing. I really love it flavor-wise, like the Tower of Temporal, Paradox. I really love it. Basically, we can also think about picking up Cooperation Protocol. These liquid composites are really important so you can get the carrier ships, because in the end game you want 4 stacks of carrier ships. This will generally give you your best fleets, and we do want to think about at some point invading the Cravers, making their life difficult. Again, with the end game, it's sort of like there's a lot of judgment calls. It's not always clear what exactly is super correct, and you can sort of feel your way through and just play it your way. So, Long Night, the Crave AI is still pulling ahead. Okay, yellow. Denham, I think, has a governor. I better hope so. Maybe. Is that something I want? Yeah, whatever. Drink! No, also pay for my stuff, please. Assholes. Alright, commercial frameworks is something we probably want to pick up at this point. We can turn our extra dust into extra dust later, and also science and stuff. I probably could have gone for that sooner. Might be better. As soon as we pick this up, we're going to pick up the really nice fabrication license. Really boost our industry. Again. Industry is sort of like, it just keeps building on itself. It's this amazing resource. It keeps on giving. I really like the soundtrack of this game. Composed by Flybarno. In case you didn't know. He's actually fun fact. Gary, the guy who voices the voiceovers at the start of the game, telling you what the faction is about. Like, at the start of the game, you get that screen which tells you about the faction. After you watch the cinematic, I think the man who does those voiceovers is actually a bandmate of the composer of the game. Pretty cool. I got titanium. Ah, not happy. A Mosa. We can start thinking about. Is this the level? Where is it? Where is it? Honestly, where is it? I cannot find it to save my life. Green Virginal. Truly interesting. Yeah, happiness is high. So basically, we're going to be quite resilient to expansion disapproval at the moment. Now, I do really want to focus on warships, though, as soon as I can. Once you pick that up, let's go for whatever resource. So basically, whatever strategics you have more of, you pick up the weapons corresponding to that. So we happen to have more adamantium. We can pick up these beautiful adamantium torpedoes and slugs. If we had more antimatter, we could go for these instead. But we're producing quite a lot of these per turn. And similarly for the quadronics versus whatever, who cares how to pronounce it, versus orichalcics. The purple versus the green. Behemoth. Nature Behemoths. Additional manpower. Some of the military upgrades I'll just kind of throw away. To be honest, improved shields are good, though. Yeah, we get that. We'll get that. Improve our guns. Pick up that. And I'll actually pick up integrated theaters first. Integrated theaters is the #1 military upgrade in the game. Super good. Bigger fleets. Better. End of story. No grammar required. We can actually probably repurpose him into a governor. I don't think we need more than one. More than one general is nice. Yeah. The one downside of this sort of opener where you go for impactless sites, where you pick up all these heroes, is that you gimp your natural hero production. Although you get them fast, I think it's overall better. But yeah, you will very, very slowly get your new heroes. I mean, I saw a lot of guides. When I was learning to play the game, the guides I looked at tended to be about the early game early. But I wanted to do the guide, we'll do this playthrough all the way through, so that you kind of got a sense of how to close out the game. Because that's one of the weirder parts of endless difficulty as well. These choices don't really matter. Are you not a patriot? I am. I am. Let's make peace, bro. Real patriots, subscribe.
The Empire admires your nerve. What do you want?
Me too. Make peace with us. Give me some animator. Yeah, I'm all down with that. Cool. Like-minded, like-minded patriots we are.
Unfallen creature hopes that your goals go to harm.
How powerful are the Unfallen? No, we have more score than them.
The unfallen creature again.
We can just... This is the advantage of having so much influence. You can just spam technologies at them. Accept my offer of peace! Accept it! Thank you.
The unfallen accept this.
Okay, and now we have a lot of nations at peace. The basic idea is you make an alliance with some nations, you get everyone else to be at peace with you, and then you just crush the most powerful nation. Or intergalactic nation thing. Amalgam of nations. Whatever. Politics. Hard. Alright. Cool. So now we're picking up, because of Behemoths, we're picking up these resources that we wouldn't otherwise have access to. That's very nice. So we don't have to spend all our dust, for instance. I mean, we're not really doing much for our dust, to be honest. 17 antimatter? Why not? Also, buying these resources is difficult. They're quite expensive. Covering all your strategics is important, as well as covering as much as of your luxuries as you can. We'll cover that. I can actually think about getting this, but it's kind of redundant. I find luxuries to be quite annoying. I find it difficult to build them up. Okay. My whining aside. We can just get more money. Commercial frameworks would be nice so that we can just spend our money on something more productive than buying out resources. Though I don't think we have any empires at peace with which you can trade. I guess we could trade with the Numeras? Who's actually threatening our lead at this point? Nobody except Kravis. Yeah, we can trade with Numeras. Later we'll try a different playthrough where we go for more aggressive strategies and we make less peace. But in this playthrough, playing an economic faction like the Riftborn, primary economic faction, as you say, or at least a faction that doesn't benefit as much of the Volters and the Unfallen allies. But we're at peace with both of them, so we're at peace with the alliance. That's good. And having allies can be quite annoying because, you know, declaring war at random. What's up with that? Cetus? We have a hero here? No governor. Could just apply. Like, screw this guy, we don't need him. We'd rather have Anna Jinx. Put him there, get him some XP. Rather have Anajinx to be our commander. We just need speed, and we'll get powerful enough fleets anyways. And this extra fleet we have here, don't really need them anymore. The ships get so outclassed in the endgame. Like, it's really not worth having terrible fleets. Once we get liquid composites, we'll start constructing our super carriers. And then I think we'll watch a few battles, because carriers, who doesn't love that? I love big ships, I will not lie. Really beautiful destruction of our enemies. Let's pick that up. I could have been micromanaging my heroes harder if I was really concerned of like getting everything out of my resources. I would have, but it's not a huge deal. You don't have to super micromanage the end game. It's more that your broad strategy and your broad diplomacy is correct. Where is this? Okay, trade routes. Trade routes are important. And that's a topic to which we will return in our next session. So again, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content. And if you enjoyed this, learned something hopefully, and please comment. Cool. I'll see the rest of you next time.